Okay, so I'm back with our tutorial on setting up the event booking funnel. Go ahead and make myself a little bit smaller here. So now we've gotten to the testimonials email. So in this, we have some custom values set up to dynamically populate that. So you can either just go and type in your testimonials here, or if you want to, we also have this custom value we can set up. You can create a testimonial 1 event, and then you just populate it there so that if you want to change out testimonials from time to time, you can just update it in the custom value, and instead of coming into all the emails. So copy the testimonial 2 for event, and we can change this link from the wedding brochure to the event pricing brochure. Still want it to have the pricing name. Then here's the button. We'll want to change that to schedule a tour for events. And then we can also change out the photos. So you can see this updated it to the testimonial we have about events. Then we can also update this email slider. So there we have the email sliders. Images updated. Schedule tour link. You can preview it with a contact in there. If I wanted to see it with Test Jane Doe, we could see populates her name. Sure to update the email from name and subject if you want. That one looks good. You can test it if you want to send it to yourself. So there it is. The pricing goes to the event pricing. The schedule a tour goes to the event tour scheduling page and not the wedding one. So that looks good. And we have all of our event photos. Then come into email 6. This email looks like it'd still be good. We can change out the slider. Update the button to schedule a tour for events. Save the template. Want to just double check our email from name and subject. Test it out if you want. All of our emails are good, or sorry, photos, and then all of our button links are good. Go to the event tour, go back. Hot lead campaign, we're good. It's for wedding and events. Interested nurture. Come through the interested nurture for events. You can just make sure this one's for events. Double check. Can update the subject. And the from name, location name, and the user's first name. Update the button. Schedule a tour for events. Save it. Look forward to showing you how. And we can change out the images. So we got the interested day 2 updated. Email 1. We can go to email 2. Helping people like you turn their It all looks good. We can update the button to the events for schedule a tour. This should be the custom value for buttons, so it can go in for the button text, I mean. So we can go into our email settings, copy the email button call to action text, and then put that in our email template. Save it. So we updated the button link, and then we can update the image sliders to our corporate events. Drop that in there. We can preview it. See that it's updated to our corporate event photos. This link should still be the call text trigger link. So call or text. It should stay the same. We make sure to save the template. So we are done with day 2 or email 2. Check out email 3. Day 12. Can update the button link to schedule a tour for events. Update the image slider to the events image slider. Phone call or text, that's the right link. Change that from wedding to event. Make sure we've updated that link. Username, signature. Can double check the image slider. That all looks good. That all looks good. Come back. And then we should probably check the email subject. Haven't heard from you. That looks good. We don't need the preview text. Can add the location name. Just copy it from here because for some reason whenever I enter it in up here, it wants to delete all of the other name. We'll save it. Update the subject line. This looks good. Those all look good. So we made it through the interested workflow. And now for the beefy one is not ready yet long term. If you want to go through all these, you can update them. I'm not going to show it in this video because it might get kind of exhausting. So we can set that one up later. Same process, would be going through and updating the buttons and the email sliders if you want to, and checking all the links. So then we have the tour confirmed. If we go into this is the confirmation email. You can leave it as the same pre-tour questionnaire if you want, or you can use a different one if you want to use a separate survey. So this would be the pre-tour survey here. If you wanted to collect different information for different types of events, you could label this as pre-tour survey for weddings and save it and come back. Then we can just duplicate the survey and label it for events. Awesome. Now we'll want to come into the survey for events and just update any of the copywriting. So you may not need the partner's first name or last name. Might not need their state. This could be the preferred event date. This could be the second preferred event date. Guest count. What package are you most interested in? Total event budget. Three words or phrases you would use to describe your event. You do this, please. How many venues have you toured so far? Any additional information? How did you hear about us? That all looks good. So you can probably just get rid of this page. Photo looks good. Save it. Then we'll want to go set up a new funnel page for this survey to live on. So under funnels, this is basically just adding a landing page so that the funnel or the survey can be on it and look good. So we can come under our pre-tour survey here. And if we just wanted to copy this funnel page right here and add we could label it. So if we wanted to label this step, we could go to publishing, pre-tour survey for weddings. And you can just show you what this page looks like. It's just your survey page where they can come and fill out the survey, and then we can add a testimonial and image to it too, so it looks nicer than just sending them to a plain survey page. And then we can duplicate it. So we'll want to clone this funnel step, and then we can clone it in this funnel. And now we have a clone of the page that we can just go and update to events. Want to update the step name, we can update the step URL. Then update the page URL too. So the step URL and the page URL are basically different because in the funnel builder you have the ability to do split testing, so that's what allows you to split test. This would be the step, and then depending on if you're split testing enough, you can create variations of it, and that would be the page that it sends it to, and then you can track which one's doing better. But that gets into more advanced conversions. So we can then edit this funnel step in a new tab and then connect the survey that we just created for events. So now this survey, instead of for the wedding survey, we'll want the event survey. You can use the action from the form builder, that's fine. Pre-tour survey events. Now we can publish that. You can update the description. Update all the SEO meta tags, sharing, and then publish it. So now we have the pre-tour survey for events. We'll want to add a trigger link for that so that we can put it into the tour reminder workflow. So we'll come under marketing, go to our trigger links. We have our pre-tour survey for weddings. we'll just label the one for weddings and then want to add the link for events. And then we can just copy the step link right here for our pre-tour survey for events. And then whenever we set the trigger link to go to that, we can also go here and copy all of this extra dynamic linking so that it'll pre-fill a lot of that information for them. So now we have the pre-tour survey for the weddings, the pre-tour survey for events. Oops. Okay, so actually let's add this into a custom value too. So we can go to our custom values and create a new custom value. We'll want to label it for the pre-tour survey trigger link. So here we have the trigger link for the pre-tour survey. Let's edit that. So that can be labeled weddings. Since we're putting this information in the trigger link, we don't need that. Then we can go to new custom value, create the trigger link for the pre-tour survey for the events. And then we're going to want to add that link to it. So it'll be this step URL for events. You can see pre-tour survey for events. Put that link into the custom value. There's the one we just created. Trigger links, good. Oh, no, we need the pre-tour survey. Let's see. We need to refresh it. So there's our pre-tour survey for events. Want to copy that custom value. Probably want to add that to the trigger link folder. Okay, so we have pre-tour survey custom value that goes to that funnel page, and then we can put that funnel or that custom value into our trigger link. So that'll save that there, and then we'll want to copy that. Oops. Doesn't seem to want to update. So there we go. We got that entered in there, and then we can just copy the same merge fields that we have after the wedding one. And then drop it into the events pre-tour survey. That way it'll add the link, and then whenever they click on it, it will pre-fill all of this information for them. And just double check our page to make sure it doesn't say anything about weddings. This is our business name, tour questionnaire. So we'll just need to change the testimonial. Edit in a new tab. So we have updated our form to the event survey, and then we can update this to the event testimonial link. Go into our folder, event booking funnel. Now we have the testimonial one for the event. And just put that in here, or you can type it out if you want to. Then we can add an event featured image. So I know we had one for the wedding booking funnel, or just in the business details. So we had the business featured image. These two will be weddings. Can actually save this to the wedding booking funnel. Business featured image 1. Same with the first featured image. Then we can create featured images for the events pipeline or event booking funnel. Event booking funnel. We want to grab an image from the image library. Pick a featured image for your business. do one that looks fun. We can just move this to event venue folder. Get the link. Pop it in there. Create that. Create a second one if we want to add it. Put the image in there. We'll save it to the event booking funnel. So now we can grab the link to the business featured image and put it into the funnel image. That way it's dynamic and easy to set up. And you can change it just in one place anytime you want to update the image. It says the image is broken, but it'll probably work once we see it. Just refresh the page. So there we go. Now we have the testimonial put in there with it dynamically pulled in. You could make the image bigger if you wanted. We'll leave it how it is. Cool, so we have our pre-tour survey for our events now. So now after we've set all that up, we can come back to our pre-tour questionnaire and update that trigger link to our event pre-tour survey. Probably have to refresh the page so that we can have the updates. So there's our pre-tour survey for events. We'll update it there for the questionnaire. Property will stay the same. The pre-arrival instructions will likely stay the same. We'll want to change the button to the pricing brochure to events. Pricing brochure for events. Then we can update the image slider. Save the template. Review the email subject. Update the sender. Add the location in there. Oh, I'm testing email, sorry. We'll want to go to the settings first. Don't need the preview text. We can send a test email to check the buttons work. Check our pricing brochure, check our tour questionnaire, pre-populated all of our information. That was that cool link that we added in the trigger link. And check that. This is definitely the event survey of all of our event testimonials. Looks all good. So that email's good, and then we can go, make sure to save it. Go back to the virtual tour. So now we have our virtual tour confirmed. Looks like everything can stay the same, except we'll want to update the pre-tour questionnaire to the event one. The pricing to the event pricing. I can update the sliders. Save the template. We'd be able to check the email subject line, everything from name, and then we can send a test email if you want to double check your links. I'm pretty confident I have the right ones. I like to just look at the last few digits in the trigger link. This will be the pricing brochure for events, pre-tour questionnaire for events. All good, we can save it. Update this link to the event questionnaire. And the 3-day prior email. Doesn't need that fluff. And update the link to the pre-tour survey for events. Same for the pricing. Then update the slider. Save that template. Can also double check the we have made it through all of the tour confirmed emails. The next ones will be the tour completed, did not book. The first email, we can come in and update the pricing brochure. And update the image sliders. Check our email. The pricing brochure link should be updated. Save the template. We've checked the email subject line and the from name. Email 1, let's do 2. application name. From user first name, we'll add in the event image slider, preview the template. We'll save it. Email 2, we can go to email 3. Save it. Now email 4. Update the image slider. Check the oops. For all the no-shows, we'd probably just update the email slider or the image slider. Maybe remove the beauty awaits. email 1, 2, and 3. Still the weddings images. Drop in the event images. So that all looks good. We can go back. So we have the no-show, nurture done. And we can go back to the canceled. So when we're just updating the images. Event confirmed email. I'm going to update the subject. Thanks for choosing. Add the event images to this one. And we have just made it through all of the emails that need to be updated. We could go through the documents and contracts if you want to use it, but we won't be using those most likely since the proposals and templates feature is now solid and great to use. So we've been through all the emails and updated all of our copywriting for the events. We don't have to worry about the contracts and documents. We just want to do everything in your wedding booking funnel or system. So we can come back to our automations now. And now what we're going to want to do is go and hook up all of our emails that we've created in our events pipelines, as well as double check all of our triggers. So we have the signed to user. We stopped here to update this. So now we can do the provide pricing for events. So that updates it to our events email. This I might do to our featured image for the business for events. Where'd it go? So now we have our events confirmation page, or confirmation email. Then we'll have to update the copywriting for all of the SMS messages. So then we can update this one to new lead day 1 email 2 for events. New lead day 1 email 2 for events. And since we already did all that work to update it in the email folders, it's super easy just to go in and connect them here. And update that email. I'll have to update the SMS here. That looks good for an event. Update this one to day 4 email 3 pricing follow-up for events. That looks good for events still. Update this to day 7 email 4 for events. Save that. The testimonial email, we can update that to the events testimonials. That all looks good. Save it. I like to be sure to save my workflow every now and then in the top right corner. The testimonials is updated. You can preview it. See that these talk about events. All the links should be updated. So where would you like to go? We can update that to the events. And then the double opt-out so that we can keep our unsubscribe rate low. We can save that action. Wait 4 days. We'll still want to add the poor lead no response tag, and then we can add them to the long-term nurture. if you want to for events. So if you wanted to go and set up all those emails, you could add them there. If you didn't want to set up the long-term nurture, you could just add them straight to the lost lead survey, which would then mark them as a lost lead and remove them from the pipeline and mark their status as lost. So this would make it be so that if you wanted to stop follow-up after the 12th day, about 2 weeks of follow-up for your events, or if you want to set up a long-term nurture and go through all the emails and set that up. So we'll go ahead and leave the long-term nurture there. Save it. And then after you're done, you'd want to publish the workflow. That way you know when it's done. All these settings should be good. Then we'll come to the hot lead campaign. I'll have to update our triggers from the customer applied to the initial nurture campaign to the initial nurture campaign for events. And we'll come through and update it from replied to the long-term nurture for events instead of the weddings. If you want it to be even easier to set up, you can also go through all of your automations and label them as weddings or events. So we could go to the wedding workflows or the wedding booking funnel and then just add weddings to the end of all these so that it's easy to find. Oops. Going to want to go to rename. Oh wait, these are weddings. Save it and then add the name to all those. So now we have all these updated to weddings. You can rename that workflow if you want. So now it should be really easy to see. You can see long-term nurture. Refresh the page so that you can see it. So we have the long-term nurture for events. Now we can see easily for weddings or events. So we want the customer replied to the long-term nurture, or the customer replied to the initial nurture. We'll want to remove them from the initial nurture for events. We'll want to remove them from the initial or the 90-day nurture for events. Make sure to save your action at the bottom, then save it at the top right. You can keep the tag. We'll want to update the user to whoever you want assigned to the stage and events. We can update the opportunity pipeline to the events pipeline, to the hot lead stage. Everything else can stay the same. Hot lead notification, we can leave the same. So we updated it in here to add the event type so you'll know what type of event it is. Has the pricing brochure been clicked? Pricing brochure link been clicked? So we'll want to update our workflow for the pricing brochure link click, which is in the system workflows. If you are doing this yourself as one of the clients, you'll want to just reach out and ask for access to the pricing brochure link click. So this is how we can know whether pricing brochure link is clicked or not. We can add the trigger here for, see, this one's the pricing, the trigger link is the pricing brochure for weddings. And then we can add the trigger link click here. Tigger. My Tigger link. Trigger link is the events pricing brochure. So save that trigger. If you're setting this up, this should be set up in your account already. But if not, just let us know. Save the trigger. So now anyone that clicks the events pricing brochure will also receive that tag. Again, that's in the systems work, the Nurture Pro system workflows. And then we can come back into our event booking funnel. So now the pricing brochure link condition will work. And then we can come in here and update the pricing brochure link from the weddings one to send out the event pricing brochure link. You can do that with the little lightning bolt icon. So we have the pricing brochure for events. We'll save that. Wait one day. And we can we'll want to add the photo in here if you want. Or we can just remove that since it's not wedding centric. Update this to the trigger link for the schedule a tour for events. Wait 3 days. We can still keep the interested tag, and then we'll just want to update which workflow they get added into. So instead of the interested nurture for weddings, we'll want to go into the interested nurture for events. We'll save that action. Then we can publish the workflow so we know that we've made it through it. Come into the interested nurture, update the opportunity from the event pipeline to from the wedding pipeline to the event pipeline, and then we can add them to the interested stage. Everything else can stay the same. Can assign it to our user that we want to assign to the contact. Wait 1 day. This one's how's event planning going. Save that SMS. Go to the email. We can easily update the email now that we've added it for events. Save it. Check our text. Update the text copywriting. You can put a link to a promo video in here if you want. Not going to add one in there because we don't have a event promo. If you wanted to set up a trigger link, you could set a trigger link up and then add your link to a promotional video or a YouTube video or something for an event that you had there if you have one. We're just going to leave it empty for now. So we're just setting up a very basic workflow that's not customized. Let's see. Save that action. That copywriting looks good. Go to the next email. Update it from the wedding one to the events. Save it. Can get rid of the wedding. Save that action. Update this one to the events for day 12 email 3. Save it. Can check it too, preview it to see we have our event pictures. All these links should be good after we went through and checked them. And check our last text. That looks good. Doesn't say anything about weddings. So we can keep that. Wait 3 days, then we can still add the tag poor lead, no response. And then we'll want to add them to the long-term nurture for events instead of weddings. So we've added them to the long-term nurture for events instead of weddings. We'll save that. And get back to workflows, and then we'll just keep going down the list. So we finished the interested nurture. Those looked good. Copywriting looked good. Go ahead and publish this one since we made it through it. Go through and double check your triggers. That one's still events. Check the emails. This doesn't say anything about weddings. This is for events. Copywriting good. That's for events. Text copywriting is good. Talks about events venues. This one is for events. Looks good. Event planning. Assigned user. Looks good. Update opportunity is in the events pipeline. or the interested stage, which is the event interested workflow. Save all that. Time window is set up for this workflow, which is good. It's only between 8 and 9, 8 a.m. and 9 p.m., so it doesn't send anything too late. We can come back and do our not ready yet long-term nurture. So this is only if you're using it. If not, then the other workflows will go straight into the lost lead survey to remove them from the pipeline. We can still add the long-term nurture, set this up. We'll still remove that tag, remove the hot lead tag. Create the opportunity and the event pipeline instead of the wedding pipeline and the long-term not ready yet stage. Save that action. Then we can go through and update our emails to events. So email 9 for events. Save it. So we can update this to email 10 for events. If you want an extra bonus tip, you can just use ChatGPT to go in and write a lot of these for you. Alrighty, so I didn't make you sit through this with me, but I just went through and updated all the emails so they all go to the event template. You have email 25, 24 is events, updated all the SMS copywriting, email 23 events, 22 goes to events, 21, 20, You can just go through and check them all to make sure that they're all going to the event email template. Events, email 16 for events. Update the copywriting for all of the texts. Save that. It's email 14 events. Probably delete this text. Email 14 can be the save money tip. Email 13, email 12 for the events, email 11 for the events, 10 for events. Updated the text, copywriting, email 9 for events. Opportunity gets updated to the event pipeline, not ready yet. That can stay the same, that can stay the same, that can stay the same. That all looks good. We have our settings to have the time window to not send out any of these messages. It only sends them out between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Can mark them all as red so that it doesn't clutter our inbox. Once we're through with that, we can publish it. At the very end, it should go to the lost lead survey, and then it should remove them from the pipeline and all of the workflows. So we can also update the opportunity as lost at the end of the long-term nurture. We just update the opportunity of lost in the event pipeline. We don't need to select a stage because the lead was lost. And then we don't need a lost reason. We can also we just set them as abandoned. Then they get added to the lost lead survey. Which then they'll get sent the survey and removed from all workflows, so they won't receive any more follow-up. Save that action. And the next one to go through would be the tour confirmed. It's a reminder survey. The tour status confirmed. We'll want to change this to the event tour calendar instead of the wedding tour calendar. Save it. Remove from the initial nurture for events instead of weddings. Save it. Remove from the hot lead campaign for events instead of weddings. Interested, we can remove from the interested nurture for events instead of weddings. Not ready yet. Canceled. Tour canceled workflow for events. And then the no-show. Nurture for events. Can leave this one. So if they book a tour after they get the survey, for some reason they're still in there, it'll remove them from that workflow as well. And we can create the opportunity and the event pipeline for the correct stage, which is tour confirm stage. Save it. If you want to add a lead value to book tours, how much that's worth to you, you can do that for reporting. Assign to user. This one can tell you the same because it's just the internal email that we left the same. Now it has the event type. Same with the email confirmation. This one we'll want to change to our events email so that all the links get updated. Can update the copywriting for the text if it says anything about weddings. Save that. Save the workflow. We'll want to update the pre-tour survey reminder. Change the trigger link to the pre-tour survey for events. Save that. 7 days before the tour, they'll get this text reminder. Change out the pricing link to the event pricing. Sorry, trigger link for the event pricing. Event brochure. Looking forward to meeting you in person. Save that. This will be in an email template. We'll want to change this to the email 2 day 3 for the tour confirmed for events. Save that. SMS 4 day 1. That looks good. Save it. Update the pre-tour survey reminder link. Looks good for events. Wait 1 minute after the tour. They'll get updated to the event pipeline tour results survey stage. This is for the internal team to fill out the form and update the result of the appointment of the tour. Save the action. And save the workflow in the top right. The internal email can stay the same. SMS can stay the same. Don't think we need that because it goes to the phone. Looks good. Need that. That looks good. Should have all those updated now. So now we can publish it. Events. That one's good. This one's the event pipeline. Tour confirmed. Notification looks good. And then this is the event pre-tour, or sorry, the event tour confirmation email. Looks good. Cool. So then we can move on to the next one. The virtual tour confirmation email. That's only email. Well, update all the links and text. I changed the pre-tour, the survey reminder link. This one's for weddings, so we'll want to update this to email 2 day 3 for events. We'll put the your team member's first name and the venue's name to keep it fresh in their mind. Want to update the pre-tour survey link. Sometimes I like to check just by adding it again. Oops. Pre-tour survey events. So it's the same one. We're good. I wish they would just make the trigger links say what the links are somehow, but they don't. So we'll save that. Virtual tour in 4 hours. And this will send them the link. If you enter it in the calendar meeting location. It all looks good. I want to update them to the event pipeline and the tour results survey. Internal notification, that's fine. This one doesn't need that. It should be fine. Just a text notification to complete the tour results survey. Same with this one. That one's fine. Just don't need that link anymore because you can't open it on your phone. Do the preferred wedding date field is not empty. That would be the event date on the survey. Save that. Everything looks good with the virtual tour. It's updated the opportunity to the event pipeline. Then tour confirmed. Hope we didn't set all these. So we would have to set up an event virtual tour calendar for this. So we're going to go ahead and leave this trigger blank for now. If you want to do a separate virtual tour calendar for events, you can do that, or just modify the wedding one to be more generic. Just leave it like that for now. We'll just want to update all these to events for later if you ever use it. Assign to the user. We'll update status to tour confirmed and the so I guess you will have to set up the separate calendar in order to add it to the virtual tour calendar or pipeline and keep the pipeline separate. Save all that. Don't want to publish it now, so we would have to set up a event virtual tour calendar. If you wanted to set up a dedicated virtual tour workflow for events. And then we can just keep going down the list.